everybody, welcome to our second edition of Three in the Chamber. My name's Dave.
And I'm Jewel.
McJags.
And we are the three operators of Arc Airsoft. So today I think we were going to talk about transitioning from rifle to pistol, moving indoors to CQB.
Right.
That was one I think somebody had asked us to do specifically online, so that's what we're going to discuss. So, most people know that with our rules and most fields pretty much around the country, it's if you're going inside, you need to transition to your pistol. The big question is, there are some pistols that are capable of shooting 380 feet per second or more, mine included, yours included. You don't have one.
Mine doesn't need to shoot that hard.
No one needs to.
But so the thing is, why? I'm going to start with Jewel. Why would you do that?
Why would you transition from a rifle to a pistol?
Moving indoors.
There's like a million reasons. First and foremost is safety in my part. Like I personally believe that when somebody gets really close to me with a rifle, I know it's going to hurt more. So I don't want to have them shoot me on full auto from 5 feet away. If I had to say for myself, I would prefer to be able to pull my pistol because it's almost like a reminder so that I don't overshoot someone else, because I don't like hurting other people either. Like it goes both ways. It's not just that I don't want to get hurt, it's that I don't want to hurt other players on the field on accident, because that sucks. I feel really bad about it.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. I mean, basically a pistol has max, well, even if you get the extended magazines, you're going to get like a 50 round magazine. An AEG could have a 300 round magazine, and it could slip into auto when you're clearing a room.
So I'm hearing fire discipline.
Yeah, it's mainly fire
Is
discipline.
that, would you agree? Because I mean, it doesn't hurt in a 2.5 BB at 300 feet or 400 feet per second. It's going to hurt the same whether it's out of a rifle or a pistol. I mean, there is another field in the Bay Area that does just that. It's semi-auto only in the whole thing.
But
so.
if you have a pistol, if you transition to a pistol, then you pull the trigger every time. Which means if you shot somebody 6 times with a pistol.
See, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a minute, though, because that's how I do. So
You're also trained to clear a room with a rifle.
I am, but that's a different story altogether. So I'm just saying, since everyone's worried about trigger control and discipline, are we saying that if we were to say have a CQB game on our mount facility, which as small as it is,
Right, yeah.
if we were to use semi-only, regardless, I mean, as long as they're under the field limit of FPS, this would be okay.
You know what? I think we have a lot of problems with the definition of semi-only.
One-shot purge, pull the trigger, which is the definition.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people out there who
3-round burst is also, some fields they'll go, oh, that's semi-automatic, it's only 3-round burst. So it depends on where you go, but I mean, you and I both know, if you were to go single shot only, then you're going to have people who have guns that don't do that.
Occasionally, if there's something wrong with it, most of the time.
No. I mean, that they don't remember that they're on full auto, or they don't remember, it's not that their gun doesn't do, everyone's gun does single shot. They don't remember that they're on that. And then you have a player that gets lit up, and there will, I mean, as a ref, I've seen it happen so many times where you do, oh, let's do single shot only with our AEGs, and we'll go play indoor, or CQB. And then somebody comes off the field and goes, that guy shot me 6 times. And I go, well, how did that happen? We had single shot only rules on this game. It's an accident. I don't think that the person meant to do it. It just happens. Like
Well,
trigger discipline, right?
Yeah, well,
if you have a pistol, you're not going to make that mistake.
Well, another thing is that with an AEG, I'm pretty freaking quick on that trigger because it's an electrical switch, so there's no resistance. So
It was almost like
We'll leave it on the
full
gas.
auto anyway.
We'll leave it on the gas gun.
well, gas you have the recoil, so it kicks into it, so it's all in action. It's AEGs. It's you don't feel it, so you go faster.
But see, here's the other thing too. If you go to some fields, and I've seen it where, and we don't ever name fields on this, but where you could go into, say, a building with an SMG that's gas powered or an AEP, and those end up on full auto anyway inside there. But because it's a shorter barrel, my question is it a conception that, well, in the real world, a rifle will outperform a pistol in terms of range and power?
Right.
So is it? Because I know what the insurance says about it, and I know that we could actually get away with using. Actually, we could get away with using 2 5s at 350 indoor.
Yeah.
And it's okay, it's acceptable, and that's just the policy. But I'm wondering if it's more of a mindset of field owners. It's kind of like the national accepted. I mean, I don't care if it's here, or if it's Balahawk, or if it's SC Viper, or if it's...
I think we've watched people do it before where they just don't even listen to the rules. And I think that it's more a matter of the more complex it is, the more steps there are in the rules, the less inclined people are to follow them. When you can simplify your rules and make it very, very clear what they need to do, plus with you're saying with a pistol versus a rifle, our refs can see that you have a pistol, which means we know that you're not gonna shoot the heck out of somebody on it. We know because we're seeing you use a pistol in close combat.
Okay, so
So I mean,
basically,
it's from a field owner standpoint.
from an owner standpoint, I know why I prefer it.
It's a simplification of the rules. It's to make it easier for people who refuse to read rules.
Actually, I don't know. From a field owner, I don't see this not reading rules because the rule is transition. That's another step in clearing a building. Personally, I don't. As a player, not as a field owner, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But as a field owner, and when we try to mitigate risk, I mean, our policy covers some insane things. You're like, really, that's covered?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, as a field owner who wants to provide a good time for our players, I have seen where people get carried away. Even with the SMGs, we're going with an MP7, and somebody's like, "Oh no, it's got a low power bolt in it," but it doesn't, and they're still on full auto 400 feet per second
But it's supposed to
inside
be
the building.
semi-only, but yeah, it's like...
But again, it doesn't unless the whole field is semi-only. And I've seen it work at CQB City before, where it's semi-only.
Yeah.
But again, too, the younger players they just forget or they get
Well,
overexcited,
there's-
or like you and I could shoot
What's
with
that
this.
one gun that everybody goes, well, technically it's a pistol,
Let's
so
see,
I can
it's
use
the
it as a...
MP7.
There you go.
MP7
Or the
is...
Glock 18s, right? Is it 18 that's a full auto? I don't know.
Glock 18 is full auto. MP7 is actually field though, because that is technically an SMG. It's supposed to have low power bolt, which most new ones do nowadays. The main one is people with a lot of people are doing is taking M4, taking the buffer two off because they can, and making a short barrel. So it's basically just like the size of SMG, but it's the idea.
Well, it's like those new toys from Z-Shot.
Yeah, the BB M4s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are awesome, and it is. I mean, those are really.
Yeah, they do look tempting.
They're really cool, but again, it is. It's no bigger than an MP5K.
Yeah.
Has a high cap mag. Is for all intents and purposes an AEG.
Yeah.
But somehow it's allowed because it's an AEP
It's
now
not,
because
no,
it's a pistol.
It's not allowed.
But an
It's-
MP5K is.
Some MP5Ks, yes.
So you see where I'm going. With
Yeah, I
this.
know. They do have an argument, but it's still it's you gotta make it clear cut as possible. Is the
Right.
thing.
So to sum up, I think because we're getting a little low on time. I think honestly, I'll go out and say this as one of the original founders of ARC, if we were to see players use decent discipline, we can revisit the possibility
Yeah.
of using rifles.
Well, it's always on the
indoors.
table, yeah.
It's always on the table. It's not out of the question, but it needs to be that level of respect for other players and responsibility. I think to the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's gotta happen. What do you think? Because we're getting short here.
Well, I think you're right, and I think that one of the bigger problems is the uniformity across all different fields in California, because we have different rule sets in different places.
That's a good point.
And I mean, not to lengthen this out, but one of the biggest objections that I see is a player will come up and say, over at this field, I'm allowed to do this. Is it okay here? So when the other fields are not following the most strict
Unified.
rules, they're allowing players to do things that really actually are dangerous and we would never allow. Then we get a lot of people coming up to us thinking that we're being ridiculous, and that's really hard to address, because you don't want the argument on the field. You want everyone to be safe. That's our only goal. It's not like we make rules just to be a pain in the butt. We do it to keep people safe. That's our motivation. behind
Okay,
it.
so we got another 60 seconds. So I think you actually keyed us in on probably a good topic for the next thing. What would everyone think about a Northern California? Because I mean, we don't really go out of region that much as players, but a Northern California standardized airsoft rule set between all the fields in the Bay Area.
Can't be done.
Well,
But I can tell you that
I was saying,
you know,
when the players discuss it, and we would have the show on it next time.
I'm sure there's going to be people on both sides of the argument. I'll put it out there where I am. I don't think
Yeah.
unity is possible in airsoft overall with the rule sets. I think
Paintball did it.
Well, yeah, okay.
to a degree, there are certain things that, and what do you think? Like, let us know, fill us in. What specifically, when it comes to airsoft, do you think is a possibility for something that could be a standardized thing in airsoft? If we're talking FPS, if we're talking goggles, full seal, if we're talking, do you see what I'm saying? Just throw it out there. What do you think? What would you like to see every field in California or the United States what rules would you like to see every field have on their field?
Right.
We're about
Okay,
to
well,
get that
make
last
sure to
one.
like us on the Facebook, subscribe for us on YouTube, so that we can see more of these awesome videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.
And we will see you guys next week. Bye.